Have you been trying to build a business for a long, long time and you still haven't had success? And so you're wondering, like, what is wrong with me and why am I even going on? Well, if that's the case, then this show is for you. My name is Dana Wilde. You are listening to Positive Mindset for Entrepreneurs. This is the show where you discover how to make money by being happy and get paid to be you. So if you are loving the show, and I know you are, and you want to get the next videos, do make sure to hit that subscribe button. And also, go check out our daily mantra. If you're not already getting the daily mantra every day, do check out danawilde.com/mantra because you'll get a little jolt of happy in your inbox every day. So we had somebody write in to the show, and it's actually a very long message that they sent us. I'm not going to read the whole thing because it is really detailed and it kind of will bring you down, and that's not the point of the show. But I'm going to give you the highlights. This woman wrote in. She said that she's been trying to build her business for 20 years. Her husband thinks she doesn't work hard enough. She feels like she's spinning her wheels, hasn't gotten anywhere. She wonders, if she should have just been a full-time, stay-at-home mom, take care of her kids and have that be the number one priority. She wouldn't know how she would support herself on her own. Like this real long email where she's saying, I don't know how to do anything. I don't know how to get customers. I don't know how to make sales. I've been doing this 20 years and I'm not successful. And so the final question is the question that I'm going to address here. And the final question is, how can I be successful even after failing for 20 plus years and still have the family life I want? And it's a big question. I get how you feel. And it's a question that I think serves many of us because the nature of reality, the nature of human existence is that we get into these patterns of how we think we are or who we think we are, and we keep perpetuating those patterns or those ideas with our thoughts, with our thinking, right? We have a result, we look at the result, we talk about the result, we complain about the result, we feel bad about the result, we get a bunch of emotion going, we reinforce the unconscious belief that we've got going. The reticular activating system matches that belief and gives us a result. We think about the result, we talk about the result, we complain about the result, we beat ourselves up, we have negative self-talk, we get an emotional reaction, we reinforce the unconscious belief. We just keep going round and round. Human nature is the activity of looking at what's in front of us, talking about what's in front of us, and getting more of what's in front of us because the reticular activating system part of our brain, that little matchmaker that lives in your head, that's its job. Its job is to listen to what you're talking about, listen to what you're thinking about, and give you more of it. So you're on a loop here right now. I call it the cycle of perpetual sameness. You're on a loop that goes round and round and round, and you end up getting the same results over and over again because you keep beating yourself up. So the first thing is we've got to get you off of that loop because the story that you're telling is false. It's not even true. It's just a story you've been telling for so long that you think it's true. So you've got this story going that says, I have been in business for 20 years. I've never been successful. I don't know what I'm doing. Why do I keep doing it? And I know that's not even true. And even if you haven't achieved the success that you would like to achieve, there are lots of reasons for why you're in that situation. If you have multiple kids, no doubt your business was interrupted as you were having kids and, learning about the business in the beginning and then having a child and maybe taking some time off for that and then restarting and then maybe having another child. There in many circles, they have this really shame-based, yucky phrase that's like, you've either got excuses or you've got results. And you know what? Not only is that not kind, but it's also not true. Sometimes we just have reasons. You have the elderly parent who you are now caring for, or you have an accident in the family, or you have an illness that happens that you have to deal with, or you have kids and you have little pauses as you get a hold of that new life situation. New life situation, I've got one child. New life situation, I've got two. These are not excuses. These are reasons. You have been on this path, and the path is long, and have not achieved the success you've achieved. It's not because that you are not working hard enough like you've been told, and it's not because you've made bad choices. It can be turned around quickly if you start looking at the situation more truthfully, rather than this negative, I'm beating myself up lie that you've been telling yourself. So here's the truth. The truth is, you're not the same person you were 20 years ago. You have changed a lot since then. You have grown. You know more. You have learned a lot. You've tried a bunch of things, and some of them have worked and some of them haven't. You have cared for your family. You have done the best you can, juggling all of your responsibilities. You have been there when your family has needed you. You have had much success in your business over the last 20 years. You have figured out some things that have worked. And if you ask yourself that more powerful question of, well, what have I learned? What have I learned over the 20 years about growing a business? I'll bet you've learned things that you like to do, things you don't like to do. You figured out things that are a more natural fit for you and things that aren't. So you may not have it all figured out yet, and you may have lots of reasons why things haven't followed a straight and narrow path to the top. But who has that path? It's not normal. It's the exception to the rule to start something and shoot straight up to the top. The normal path is, I'm starting something, I'm figuring it out, I'm having a setback, I'm moving forward, I'm having a setback, I'm moving forward. Oh, this worked, I moved this direction. It's like this. That's the path to success. Sometimes like this, off the screen, right? Way off the screen. So the only question you have to ask yourself right now, because you're asking, how can I be successful after failing for 20 years? What a loaded question. The question you need to ask yourself right now is, do I want to start again as the wiser, 20 years older, more knowledgeable, more relaxed person that I am now than I was 20 years ago? Do I want to start again? Because if you want to start again, then there's no time like the present. Sometimes I wanted to come in here on this one and say, well, what choice do you have, right? What choice do you have? You have this dream, you launched this dream, you want this dream, you've been doing this dream for 20 years. What choice do you have but to find a way to think about it differently and start making new, better choices about how you speak to yourself? And that's what I would like to encourage you to do. If you want to keep doing this, then there is no time like today to do it. Because here's the reality. Another 20 years is going to pass. And if you're lucky, you will be alive at the end of that 20 years. And we're all going to be somewhere. We're all going to be doing something 1 year from now, 5 years from now, 10 years from now. The time is going to pass. And so the question is, do you want to be closer and be on that journey and continue to grow and continue to learn and continue to get better at this? And wait a minute, wait for it. Here's the biggest change. You're now doing it as a brain trainer. You started 20 years ago probably listening to the peanut gallery of people that are telling you action, 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 work hard, do all these things you hate to do, discipline yourself to do the stuff you hate to do, and get out of your comfort zone and do more stuff that you're facing the fear about and doing it anyway. I mean, what kind of a business model is that? The business model is do stuff I hate to do, force myself to do stuff when I have fear, force myself to do stuff that's out of my comfort zone, rather than, how about this? model, leverage the things you're good at. Follow your feel good. Do the things you love to do and make that your business. Figure out what your natural gifts are and leverage those as your gifts that you're going to use to build your business. You've been doing this for 20 years, sure, but you've probably been doing it for 20 years listening to that feel bad advice. Now you can do it again. You can start right now, today, building your business like a brain trainer, doing it the feel-good way. Really make choices based on, is this something I'm excited to do? So somebody tells you, get on Instagram. Am I excited to get on Instagram? If you're not, don't. Get on LinkedIn. Am I excited to get on LinkedIn? If you're not, don't. Somebody says, interview your favorite experts. Learn while you go. And start a podcast. Oh, interview experts. Learn as I go. That might be my thing. I might be able to get excited about that, right? Feel your way around. Follow the feel good. Because when you follow your feel good, what you do is you're not building some business that you have to just hate and drag yourself out of bed to do and wonder, why am I having such a hard time? But instead, you build a business that you can't wait to get out of bed to do. You can't wait to start playing in your sandbox. You can't wait to start helping people. You can't wait to share your message with the world. So can you start over? Can you be successful? Of course you can. Start that new dialogue. And it should start with my favorite phrase, Dana's right. Dana's right. I am a different person than I was 20 years ago. I have learned a lot. I have been feeling around and doing things the way that people have been telling me to do them. But now I get this, that I was listening to other people rather than listening to my own heart and my own intuition. I like the idea of starting again as a brain trainer. I like the idea of starting again and doing things the feel-good way. I like the idea that I can think good thoughts and I can get off of that loop, off of that cycle. I can get different results because I think differently. And I'm going to be easier about this, and I am going to have more fun. And in fact, even just saying that I can build my business and have more fun, I want to do it already. I want to start again. It feels so good to start again. I'm getting this, that bless their hearts, my husband means well, but he doesn't know. He doesn't know that it's not hard work. And bless their hearts, all these experts who are telling me to get out of my comfort zone and to discipline myself, they don't know. They're well-meaning, but I know that if I build a business where it's about where I can feel good, where I can move forward, where I can follow the breadcrumbs that light up for me, where I can share my message, where I can play and learn things that are things I actually want to learn and get better at doing things. Like, I'm a lifelong learner. This is in my wheelhouse. I love to learn things. I'm a helper. I'm an uplifter. I love the idea of my business helping people. I love the idea of soothing myself and feeling better and saying good things to myself. I love the idea of getting off the cycle. I can do this. I can do this. I am going to be somewhere in 20 years, and I want to be in a place that's a feel-good place. I've had growth over the last 20. I can't wait to see what kind of growth I have over the next 20, now that I get this stuff, now that I get this brain training stuff. Like, isn't that exciting? Isn't that fun and exciting to know that you can begin again anytime, and you can do it with this knowledge that what you think about makes a difference. Your brain is supporting you. What you think about, you see, and you get it results, and you bring about, and it comes to you because your brain is supporting you. Isn't that fantastic? I know you are going to have a really good time restarting your business and doing it as a brain trainer. And give yourself a break about that other path. All of us have been on that path at one time or another. We're raised in these same cultures. We're getting the same people yelling the same stuff at us all the time. It takes like a really mighty person to be here hearing this message and moving forward down this path. But you are here, and you are hearing this message, and you wrote in because you're ready for this. And without a doubt, You've totally got this.